Hey everybody, David here, back with another video. And today I have for you all a two-part video. So this will be part one, and this is about my Grail fragrances. Yes, this is about the fragrances I cannot live without. I have backup bottles of a lot of these. I know the addiction's real. I tell you, the addiction's real. But these would also be fragrances that if my house burnt down the next day, I'm going to run in and grab these 6, and then there will be 6 in the other video that I'll run and grab. I'll be having the 12, running like crazy out of the house, but hey, at least I got my 12 Grail fragrances. Now, before I let you know these 6, I want to get a few things out of the way. If you enjoy this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Greatly appreciate that. And if you have not yet, hit that subscription button on the channel. It really helps me out. Now, with all that out of the way, let's hop into these 6 fragrances. I'll tell you, no dilly-dallying today. A lot of these fragrances I kind of already spoke about already. So they're not going to be anything new to you. But I just wanted to release this video. I've been wanting to do this one for a while. I'm going to kind of speed through so we don't really spend a lot of time with the fragrances. But I'll tell you what I think about them, and I'll repeat the notes that I've kind of mentioned in previous videos. I think I got like 2 new ones I have, or one or 2 new ones I haven't talked about in previous videos. The next 6 will be more of fragrances that I haven't really talked about yet that are my grails. Now, the first one I want to talk about, I just recently made a review about this one, and it is Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt. Yes, the Black Adam Lightning Bolt comes back, and man, this is a freshie that I am always going to have a backup bottle of. It's going to be a Grail fragrance for me. I'm always going to have this. Very nice designer. Nicely done by Carolina Herrera. I'm going to go through the notes with you on this one. So it's synthetic, sweet, fresh, fruity, spicy, lavender, pink pepper at the top, black plum, geranium, cedarwood, truffle, oak, and vetiver. And that black plum makes this thing very nice. It's a very juicy plum as well. This one's going to get you compliments. This one's going to get you noticed. The thing that is kind of bad with the Carolina Herrera Cobalt is the performance, which that's okay. For a freshie, it's got pretty decent performance off my skin. This would be one I would wear on a summer date night or something along the lines like that. But man, it's a staple in my rotation, usually in the spring and summertime. And I can't go wrong with Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt. Puts me in a good mood. It's spicy, it's fresh, it's sweet. It's got everything you're asking for. So nobody's going to turn up their nose if they smell you out in public on this one. There's no like funky oud or anything in this one. This one works very well, and the performance is average. And it projects pretty good at the first 1 or 2 hours, but overall, if somebody came up to me and asked me what bad boy fragrance did you recommend, it would be one of the Cobalts. Now, they recently just released the Elixir one, which I'm really enjoying that one right now, but that one's more for the winter and fall time, and I haven't really got much time with that one, so we're going with the OG here. Carolina Herrera Bad Boy Cobalt to start off the list for you all. The next one, now this one I just wore at work, and this one's a monster. It's a powerhouse. It's from a brand everybody knows. This one makes me feel like a man, I guess you could say. This one is Dior Sauvage Elixir. And this one's a banger, man. This one I cannot live without. Got the magnetic cap too. Let's see it. There it is right there. And bonus points for that. Really old school feel with this one. This one's going to be your powerhouse fragrance, which I really like my fragrances that perform more than 8 hours. But that's not everything with the fragrance, you know. There's fragrances for different situations and different times. Kind of like when I talk about in my exercise videos. There's a lot of different ways to use stuff. You just got to know when to use it at the right times. Now, this is going to be a not summer, for sure. Winter and fall type scent. I would say early spring you can wear this as well. If you wear this in the summer, I'd probably say 2 sprays max. You can wear your fragrances whenever you want, but this one's a stunner. Very old school feel to it. It's going to get you noticed. It smells a lot different from the Dior Sauvage line. This one is going to throw you for a loop for sure, but in a very positive way. So, Grail fragrance right there for me. Just go for the main accord. Spicy, woody, sweet, fresh, and sweet and synthetic. Apologize about that. A little tongue twister there. At the top, you got that nutmeg, cardamom, cinnamon, grapefruit. That nutmeg, cinnamon, and cardamom is going to give it a little sweetness, a little spiciness up at the top, and that grapefruit's going to have a little freshness. In the heart, it's got lavender, and then the base has got licorice, which gives that old school feel, and embark, patchouli, woods, and vetiver. This one is when I'm even feeling down in the dumps. Like this weekend, I wasn't having a very good Saturday, I'll be honest, and you know, going through some stuff right now. But hey, this one pulled through for me, was making me feel better, and yeah, we're just gonna keep going. So, Dior Sauvage Elixir, the next one. After that, this is a very expensive fragrance. This one is a niche powerhouse. It's in the same ilk as a Ventus a little bit. You would use them in the same situations, but I prefer this one a lot more. I love this house. Very nicely done. Very nicely done fragrances from this house. And it is no other than Blockade from Mind Games. A summer stunner. Even in the spring. I cannot wait to wear this one. This one, very uplifting. Very sparkling, I guess you could say, up at the top. That citrus is very nicely done in this fragrance. They got some new ones I want to try out that came out. I've got a few samples. There's another freshie in this line from the new releases last year that they got. I really want to try, but that's going to be in the rotation. That's for a special time. That is definitely for, I'm trying to impress somebody. I'm going to be wearing that in that summertime for sure, or that springtime. I always like the chest pieces too. Good idea with that on the top. And then you got a little wood right here. So the main accords, you got fruity, fresh, sweet, citrusy, and spicy. Top, you got bergamot, mango skin, pink pepper, tomato leaf. Tomato leaf, very unique. You don't really see that used in a lot of fragrances. There's only one or two I can think of the top of my head, designer-wise, that use tomato leaf. Heart notes, you got lavender, mango blossom, star anise, and then the base you got embark star, oud, patchouli, and suede. I don't really get the oud in here. You're not going to get the oud. You're not going to really get much of the suede. You might get that more in the dry down with this one. But overall, I cannot fathom how good this scent is. Always going to be in my rotation. So, Blockade by Mind Games. The next one is from a house I really enjoy as well. I can't wait to get more fragrances from this house. I wore this on, I had a first date about 2 weeks ago, and I wore it. I really enjoyed it, and that one, it just did the job. Very nicely done. It's a good blue fragrance, and it is the Portraits collection, the Blazing Mr. Sam. So you got the bowl here. Definitely one of my go-tos if I have a date or something like that. I don't go on dates very often, but when I do, this is definitely in the consideration for it. This is a very, I guess, kind of smoky-esque, but a little spicy with the cinnamon. And this is a blue fragrance that you can basically wear whenever you want. The performance on the last three are very good. This one's probably, out of all of them, other than the Carolina Herrera, the second worst. But what I mean by worst is it's at least 8 hours. That's not bad at all. That is not bad. That's perfect for me. If I'm working an 8 to 9 hour shift, I want something that's going to last me for the whole shift, especially at the price point. So some of these as well. The Blazing Mr. Sam. All the Portraits ones, it's hard for me to pick, but I'm going to go with the Blazing Mr. Sam on it. So the main accord, spicy, sweet, woody, oriental, and resinous. Top, you got cardamom, cinnamon. Heart, you got saffron, black pepper, cumin, and then the base you got vanilla, tobacco, cedarwood, and patchouli. That tobacco really comes out in this fragrance. That black pepper gives it that spiciness. That cinnamon helps with the spiciness as well. Overall, fragrance very nicely done by Penhaugens for sure. So that is that one. We're down to the final two. The next one is from the House of Creed, and it is no other than Green Irish Tweed, which is going to be heavy in my rotation coming up in March and April. Oh my goodness, man. This one, ooh. Even though it came out in 1985, this one still does the job. This one's very nicely done fragrance. I know people are going to say cool water, this and that, but I prefer the Tweed. I prefer the Green Irish Tweed. Black bottle, all blacked out. This is going to be this is really good day scent. It's a really good working scent, so if you're going to work, rock this. Got a meeting, it's going to give you that confidence. Green Irish Tweed. Even though it came out so long ago, it's going to do the job for you. Let me scoot these fragrances over a little quick. Green Irish Tweed right there. So it's green, it's fresh, it's aquatic, woodsy, and spicy. The top you got bergamot, Gabulum. Sorry, I can't speak. Gabulum. Lemon and peppermint. Sorry, a little tongue twister there. And then the heart, you got geranium, lavender, violet, and then the base you got ambergris, cedarwood, oak moss, and sandalwood. And I will tell you, this is if you love your greens, this is the one for you for sure. Green Irish Tweed. Enough has been said about this fragrance over the years that I will always recommend it. It's always going to be one of my Holy Grail fragrances for sure. Last but not least, and you all know I had to get a fragrance. This was hard to choose. This one was hard to choose. I was going to put 2 in here for this spot, but I decided to go with the fall and wintertime stunner from this house, and it is Bond Number 9, New Harlem, the Gourmand Beast, which I have still to this day not really smelled a Gourmand like it. It's a very nicely done fragrance here from the house of Bond Number 9. A little star bottle there too. You know, it kind of gets your attention for sure. And you know, a lot of people say about Bond Number 9, it's a designer feel for at niche prices, but you know, I could tell the quality's there. I could tell that these fragrances last longer than some of your designers as well. And wear whatever fragrance makes you happy, whatever you want to do. You know, I like to say, it doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Wear the fragrance that you enjoy wearing. And that's what I do, man. I just enjoy what I wear. And then when I wear it, I'm having a good time. So with the Bond Number 9, New Harlem, you got gourmand, spicy, sweet, woody, oriental. It's got coffee. It's got lavender, patchouli, tonka bean, vanilla, amber, bergamot, cedarwood, and green leaves. Overall, this smells like maple syrup on pancakes. Very unique gourmand to what you'll find these days. And yeah, New Harlem. It was gone for a while. It's back. This one from Bond Number 9 never gets old to my nose and is always going to be a Grail fragrance for me. There is some fragrances in the house, kind of like what I mentioned with the, I didn't mention it before, but the Green Irish Tweed. I really like Creed Viking as well. That was competing with this. Same with this. There was a few fragrances. I didn't include discontinued fragrances on here. I was thinking about, or hard to get fragrances. There was a fragrance from Bond Number 9 I was thinking about including, but you can't really find it right now, and I don't want to do that to anybody. I'm not a fan of that. Maybe one of these days I'll make a discontinued list or a hard-to-get list of my favorites. But, yeah, overall, here's part 1 of 2 of my Grail fragrances. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments down below what is your Grail fragrance or fragrances. And, yeah, I hopefully will see you all on the next one.